phone rings, slicing through the heavy silence like a knife. I jolt, my heart leaping into my throat. The room feels colder suddenly, a chill settling deep in my bones. I glance at the clock. 2:03 a.m. The red digits glare back at me, unblinking. The rest of the house is still, unnaturally so, as if even the walls are holding their breath. I hesitate, my hand hovering over the phone. Who could possibly be calling at this hour? Finally, I pick it up, pressing it to my ear. At first, there's nothing, just a faint crackle. Then, breathing. Slow, deliberate, and far too close. My skin crawls as a whisper snakes through the line. The voice is low, raspy, and dripping with malice. You forgot to turn off the lamp in the bedroom. The shadow lurks above you. It can only harm you if the lights are on. My breath hitches, a cold sweat breaking out on my forehead. Before I can respond, the line goes dead. Silence rushes back in, pressing against my ears. I sit there, clutching the phone, my pulse hammering like a trapped bird. A prank, I tell myself. It has to be. But the words linger, curling around my thoughts like smoke. The lamp, the shadow. I shake my head, trying to dismiss it, but the unease is unrelenting. I swing my legs over the bed, the floorboards creaking beneath my weight. The air feels thicker now, like it's pressing down on me. I force myself to move, each step tentative, my bare feet whispering against the cold floor. The hallway yawns before me, a tunnel of shadows. The faint light from the bedroom spills out, beckoning, but it does nothing to ease the dread clawing at my chest. I reach the door, my fingers trembling as they close around the handle. It's ice cold. I turn it slowly, the mechanism groaning as if reluctant to open. The door creaks, and I step inside. The lamp glows softly on the nightstand, its light pooling on the floor. Shadows stretch and writhe across the walls, a distorted ballet of shapes. I scan the room, my eyes darting to every corner. Everything looks normal, or as normal as it can in this suffocating atmosphere. But then, I see it. At first, it seems like just another shadow, blending into the others. But as I stare, it begins to move, shifting and writhing like ink dropped in water. It's darker than the rest, a void that seems to swallow the light around it. My breath catches, and my pulse quickens. The whisper echoes in my mind. The shadow lurks above you. It can only harm you if the lights are on. My gaze drifts upward, and there it is, coiled on the ceiling like a predator waiting to strike. It has no form, not really, but it feels alive, pulsing, watching. I take a shaky step back, my hand hovering over the lamp switch. Turn it off, the voice had said. But what if it's a trap? What if turning off the light only makes things worse? The shadow shifts, its edges rippling like black fire. It's moving, descending toward me. My breath comes in short, ragged gasps. My hand trembles as I grip the switch. I flick it off. Darkness crashes over the room, absolute and smothering. For a moment, there's nothing but the sound of my own frantic breathing. Then, a giggle, soft, childlike, and impossibly close. My body freezes, every muscle locked in place. I can't see anything, but I feel it. A presence, looming and malevolent, circling me. The air grows colder, the kind of cold that steals my breath and cuts to my core. I fumble for my phone, its screen flaring to life with a harsh white glow. The light cuts through the darkness, and for a fleeting second I think I am safe. But the shadow doesn't vanish. It retreats, yes, shrinking into the corners, but it's still there, watching. The giggle echoes again, this time louder, more distorted. My heart pounds, a drumbeat of panic. I spin around, searching for an escape, for anything that can save me. The door. I lunge for it, but it slams shut before I can reach it. The sound reverberates through the room, final and unyielding. No, I whisper, my voice barely audible. The shadow surges forward, its shape becoming clearer. It's humanoid now, but wrong. Its limbs are too long, its grin too wide, and where its eyes should be, there's only emptiness. It leans closer, and I can feel its icy breath on my skin. I pound on the door, desperation clawing at me. Let me out. The giggle crescendos into a cacophony, surrounding me, invading my mind. The shadow's grin stretches impossibly wide as it reaches for me. With a burst of adrenaline, I shove against the door. It gives way, and I stumble into the hallway. The light from the bedroom flickers behind me, a stuttering pulse of illumination. The phone rings again. The sound is shrill, relentless. I don't dare answer it. I run, the whispers chasing me, growing louder with every step. You should have listened. I reach the front door, clawing at the handle, but it won't budge. The whispers are deafening now, a symphony of malice. I can feel the shadow closing in, its presence pressing against my back. I scream, but the sound is swallowed by the darkness. The night outside seems to mock me, silent and still, as the shadow wraps itself around me, pulling me into its cold embrace.